Man, I'm like, you know, the father who has watched their child become very, very successful. That's how it feels to me. Like, nothing gives me more joy. Recently, well, actually last year, we went on a family vacation to Europe, and we went through 5 countries. Every single city that we were in, even in Venice, where maybe there were only like 2 other black people, we're the only black family in the whole of Venice. We enter the stores and they're playing Afrobeats. There's Rema, it's Joe Boy, it's Fireboy, it's Burna Boy, it's Wizkid, it's Davido, it's Tiwa Savage, everywhere. You listen to radio, we're in Paris listening to radio, to Latin radio in Paris. And they're playing Afrobeats on Latin radio. Some of this stuff is mind-blowing if you know what was happening in Nigeria in 1995 or 1997, 1998. It's mind-blowing because in Nigeria, you couldn't hear our own music on Nigerian radio and television. To get to the point where I'm in America and listening to Davido on the radio is normal, that I can go to the park and see some white girls in the South doing I'm unavailable. I'm unavailable. It's mind-boggling. So I am extremely, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, I am extremely proud. Very, very happy because this was the dream that I had, and to have the opportunity to see it actually come to fruition is a very beautiful thing. And I wish this kind of joy for everyone in the world, because I don't think I can really truly express how much joy it gives me. No, I'm not saying that you're stale after 10 years. I'm saying we should always give room for new blood. And giving room for new blood sometimes means, it doesn't mean stepping away completely. It means just stepping back or grooming new talent or just allowing new things to new flowers to bloom, essentially. And my advice to anyone who's in the business right now, from the Afrobeat standpoint, is recognize that this is beyond music. It's a culture that we are presenting to the world. We're showing everyone how creative we are. We're showing everyone how diverse we are. We're showing everyone how important our culture is globally. So please don't forget to keep it Nigerian. This was my struggle from the very beginning, because I figured that the only way this would go global is if we kept it Nigerian, because I can't out Busta Rhymes, but Busta Rhymes can't compete with me when it comes to pidgin. I can't outdo Jay-Z in what he does, but guess what? Jay-Z cannot outdo me if I'm rapping in Hausa. It's not possible. So the things that make it original, we have to find a way to sustain that thing. And I think that the current crop of artists are doing that very, very well. Because you're featured on a song with Miley Cyrus or Rihanna or whoever, say it in pidgin, sing it in Yoruba. That's what makes you unique. So that's what I would say is my advice. I think it's a step that is necessary. The Headies coming to the US is a very bold move. Big shout outs to Bros AY. Like, it's very bold, but I think it's necessary because our culture is global now. And there needs to be global representation that is owned and controlled by us. So I'm very, very excited about the fact that he's decided to do this. And I hope more platforms do the same thing.
The Headies from Africa and take it right here in Atlanta. For me, it's just amazing.
What's up, ATL?
I don't pay the price, give the BL on me. Just so you know. Of course, I would do music over again. Even if the only reason I was doing music is for a time in the future, in 2021 or 2022, for Burna Boy to win the Grammys. If that's the only reason, I would do it again, for sure. I think it has, for sure. there was a time when I was just self-reflecting and I was like, man, I can't believe those are the kinds of records that even I was making, right? And it's not that I'm looking back now and feeling like, oh man, I would have done it different. It was a reflection of what the culture was at the time, right? So you make what you expect that people will gravitate towards. And so I was making that. And the weird thing is, even while I was making that, my life was very modest. My life has always been modest. Like I was never even really that guy. So in a sense, I guess art was imitating the culture, right? But I think we have to be more deliberate about, especially as artists, recognizing that the things that we put out there also encourage people. Some people did it before I came, which is why I was thinking that way. And so we have to be conscious if we want to change that, to make sure that those who are making music now do it a little bit differently, so that the people coming behind can have, you know, sort of a different mindset.